Hey everybody, Lightstone here. Today we're going to talk about the importance of a body training practice. So I go to the gym all the time. I stretch out in the sauna. I take peptides. I take anabolics. I do my morning fasted cardio. And I want to share with you why this is so important, having a healthy body so our minds and our hearts and our spirits and our souls are healthy too. A healthy body, and some people call it a diamond body, there's a bunch of different traditions on how we can look at this, is the framework, literally the framework of how we locomote and move around the world. It's also, in many cases, kind of our first marketing asset. And I don't want to be too kind of silly or too pedantic about this, but marketing is very important. I'm going to be very honest. When I walk into a room and people see my physique, they see my jawline, my look maxing, that has an effect on people. And so for men and women, particularly young men and young women that I coach, they're very interested on how they can, again, using kind of the generational sociolect of Gen Z language, how they can raise their face cards, how they can look max. I'm not going to talk about look maxing. I'm going to talk about how to have a good, healthy life. Really having a very strong and powerful physique can help you show up in a very strong and powerful way in your life. So when we break down what is a healthy physique, we want to break it down into several categories. Some people will basically just only try to have certain performance outputs. Now, this can be for a professional athlete, whether a basketball player, they need to be able to hit that three-pointer. Awesome. I am less interested in the performance outputs for this conversation. I've got a good friend. We're going to have him on the podcast later. His name is Hudson. He's 20 years old and he's getting ready to go play some professional football. So for him, he needs to be able to explode off the line. He's also 6'5", and the guy's got a head that I could use to crush a cinder block. And so for him, that makes sense. For the rest of us, I am not 6'5". Really we want to actually just feel good in our bodies. And so that metric of success is actually having a very healthy body so we can be hale. The word is hale, or to be whole. And so our body is in alignment. So we inhabit ourselves and the space around us. We actually show up fully. So instead of measuring how we look, we measure how we feel. And I don't just mean like, oh, I feel good about myself. I actually mean really like waking up with energy. When your alarm goes off, my alarm goes off at 6 every morning. I get out of bed. I'm very excited to actually start my day. It's dark out. I have my alarm is birds chirping. It's a lovely way to wake up. And my body actually wakes up before my alarm goes off because my circadian rhythm is well trained. I also have a blue light that turns on. It's about, I think, a minute before the alarm goes off. And so when that blue light hits, my body wakes up and I feel filled with energy and real gusto and joy to start my day. That, in my opinion, is a great measurement that your physique or your physical body is in a healthy state. Now, what does this require? Getting to sleep early, eating food that is healthy for you, and then lifting weights, resistance training, and doing good, healthy cardio. So in my coaching program, we break all of these things down. If you'd like to have more information about that, stoneprotocol.com. You can leave a message here either on DMs or in the comments. But you're here right now, so I'm going to give you some information. I believe truly from the depths of my heart that every single human being, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair, I don't care if you only have one arm, it doesn't matter, should be doing some form of resistance training at least 3 times a week. My heart, when I said that, I can feel it. It's like vibrating 3 times a week. Go to the gym. And if you don't have a gym, do push-ups and pull-ups and squats. And if you don't have a pull-up bar, go outside on a tree. Breathe into your heart and get some exercise, and your body will respond. That resistance training, putting your body under tension and pressure on a really relatively frequent basis, will pay you dividends. Neurologically, you're actually training your central nervous system to be able to respond well. And you then, from that position, let's say you can only do 4 or 5 push-ups. If you're, not very athletic, you will be able to make so many gains right up front and just plow through whatever benchmarks you set for yourself. Now, for those of us who are athletes that are very strong, let's say you can hit 315. Awesome. Next is 405. And if you want to do it with anabolics and you're of age where that won't hurt your gonadal system, that's fine. And if not, maybe 405 is not in the cards yet, and that's okay. Have healthy benchmarks. So again, we have a whole video on benchmarks. Go back and take a look at that. But the benchmark is what goals you're setting for yourself in the near term, and set good, healthy goals. If the goal is to feel good in your body, and that is your ultimate goal and benchmark, but you're chasing 405 on the bench press and you blow out your shoulder, you're then really throwing out your shoulder, you're throwing out your rotator cuff with the bathwater, right? So you're hurting yourself to get this near-term goal that's not actually helpful or important for your long-term goals. Because if you have a torn rotator cuff, not only you're not going to be able to hit 405, you're not going to be able to do 215. I was just talking to a friend of mine in the sauna. I mean, he's doing like five pounds right now because he has a torn rotator cuff. That's going to be about 6 months for him. It just is what it is. So what does this mean for you? Set a plan for yourself. Understand, okay, what do I want? What are my benchmarks? What are my goals for my physique? Do I want to have a nice chiseled jawline? Okay, that's doable. Lose some body fat. Do I want to have, 16-inch biceps? I don't even know how big my biceps are because I don't measure them. That's not a benchmark. I don't really care about that. But I want, big biceps. Okay, cool. Make a training program for yourself that makes sense. There's a lot of online tools. There's online coaches. I'm one of those online coaches. You can work with me, join one of my group coaching programs, or you can ask ChatGPT. Honestly, you don't have to spend money on this. If you want like really dialed, experience and expertise, you can. But let's say you're, just want to do it on your own. You absolutely can. The key is to have that dedication. So the importance of a physique is not only how you orient to the world, marketing. This can be for, trying to find a date, can be a new job. There's a lot of statistics that people who look good and therefore feel good do better in professions, job interviews, and school, things like that. And mainly it's how you feel in your own body. When you feel good, you have that charisma. It oozes out of you. You can't help it because you feel good, and that's infectious. So I encourage you to set a plan for yourself. And if you need help around goal setting, if you need help around planning, find a coach. Again, Stone Protocol will be good for you, but there are many others that'll work well. So you can actually achieve the physique and the body that is good for you. So whatever you have in your heart can then manifest itself in a good and positive way. And so you can look good as well. All right. See you next time.